Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chavez. Thank you, and thank you for the courtesy. I am in a hearing with British Petroleum. We're looking at the Texas City explosion that occurred in 205, in which 15 people were killed, another 180 people injured, and also what's happened up at Prudhoe Bay, where we shut down our oil fields, America's most strategic oil field, last summer because of leaks. And it looks like its testimony shown it's due to lack of maintenance while they had record profits. In fact, during the period of time, they received $106 billion in profits from 99 to 205, but yet they cannot maintain their maintenance, which led to explosions and deaths and things like that. But today we're here to talk about gas prices. You are right, Mr. Chairman. On the 22nd of this month, we'll hold hearings on the price gouging legislation and other legislation we have. Today on the news, you heard that nationwide average price for gasoline hit $3.10 a gallon. This is higher than any time last year, and we haven't even begun the summer driving season. While consumers pay record prices, oil companies make record profits. For years, Big Oil has told us that the cost of a gallon of gas is directly related to the price of crude on the world market. However, in April of this year, a barrel of crude oil was $63. A year before, last year, the barrel of crude was $70. Despite the fact that crude is $7 a barrel cheaper than last year, gas prices are almost 50 cents higher per gallon. Clearly, there's more at play than simply the price of crude oil. Since 1980, more than 200 refineries in the U.S. have been closed. Only one new major refinery has been requested, and environmental permits were permitted within a year for that refinery. It was chosen, though the oil companies chose never to build it. Oil companies complain there's too much environmental red tape, but as I said, since 1976, only one application for a new refinery has occurred, and those permits were approved forthwith. In fact, there is evidence that the oil companies have intentionally reduced refinery capacity to drive up gas prices. The Oversight Investigations Committee, I'll leave you the internal documents from Mobil, Chevron, and Texaco, in 1995 and 1996 specifically advocated that these companies limit domestic refining capacity to drive up prices. Today, there are fewer independent refineries in the United States, according to the May 2004 GAO study. The 4 or 5 largest oil companies now own the majority of the refineries, giving these companies a significant amount of control over the entire distribution process, from exploration for oil to the gas that goes in your tank. Shrinking refinery capacity and reluctance to invest in new infrastructure have significantly restrained gasoline supplies, driving refinery profits to record high. Take, for example, after Hurricane Katrina, refinery profits were 255% higher than they were the same time the previous year. The average profit margin between a barrel of crude oil and a barrel of gasoline now today is $30, as reported in the May 3rd Business Week article. That's about 70 cents in refinery profits based on a $3 per gallon of gas. So according to experts, the spread or their profit should be $8 or $9 a barrel, not the $30 we see today. At $8 or $9 a barrel for a refinery, they earn about 20 cents a gallon, which is a reasonable profit margin. As a result of these enormous profits, in the first 3 months of 2007, Valero, the nation's largest refinery, announced $1.1 billion in profits. That's up 30% over last year. ExxonMobil's refineries alone made $1.9 billion in the first quarter. I've introduced legislation, the Federal Price Gouging Prevention Act, to protect American consumers from being gouged at the pump. It's H.R. 1252. It would give the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, the authority to investigate and punish those who artificially inflate the price of energy. The FTC would be empowered to exercise this authority at each stage of energy production and distribution supply chain. The legislation applies to gasoline, diesel fuel, crude oil, natural gas, home heating oil, and propane. Over 100 members of Congress have already co-sponsored this legislation. I've also introduced to prevent unfair manipulation of prices, the Pump Act, H.R. 594. The Pump Act would increase the oversight by the Commodities Futures Trade Commission of over-the-counter energy trading. According to the April 30th Financial Times, the CFTC, Commodity Futures Trading Commission, has taken the rare step of having to issue subpoenas to McGraw and Hill, which produces trade publications on energy trading. Because the CFTC does not have the authority to ask traders for this information, it is instead forced to take legal action against third-party publications. Without proper oversight Energy prices can be driven up by fear, greed, and speculation. Economists have estimated that improving oversight of these markets would eliminate the fear premium on crude oil and lower the price by as much as $20 a barrel, or almost 50 cents per gallon. By passing these two bills, Congress can rein in the excessive profits made by the oil companies and the speculation of unregulated energy markets. Just counting the 50 cents per gallon of excess profit on refineries and 50 cents per gallon of fear premium, we call it fear premium, these two bills could save consumers $1 per gallon at the pump. In addition, I encourage this committee to continue to investigate the influence of big oil has on the price of gasoline, including the May 2004 GAO report, because they do talk about, is there collusion between the companies? Why have they failed to invest in refinery infrastructure? So I want to thank this committee for allowing me to testify. I look forward to taking any questions you may have.
Well, we're decided that we will send you the questions in writing and then incorporate them into the hearing, Bart Stupak. But thank you for getting us started.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Not only do you have one piece of legislation for us to examine, but two. And we want to get further descriptions of them to include in the record. I don't want to take up anybody's time here.
Well, take a look at the Pump Act, Mr. Chairman. About half the trades on the oil market is not being subject to any kind of government oversight. And that's when you do get the fear, speculation, and greed. Everything we've looked at, we can save $20 a barrel if we just put oversight. I'm not saying regulation. I'm just saying oversight. Why are some of the trades on the oil market subject to oversight and the others are not?